of 2019, they're given some small scenario that saying the school required the following resources to administrative, laboratory, and the library. So in school, they have a three division. One is the admin division, lab, and the library. So admin division, you have a 5 computers and the one printer. Lab, we have a 40 computers and one printer. And the library, we have 10 computers and one printer. So now what happened? The school required to network combining these three locations. So each building needs to have its own local area network in order to share the print. So printer is connected to the one machine, and all these devices should be interconnected. So to create the LAN network. So in this school, they say the next topic, there are three particular system is running. SIS, that is the school information system running in the admin. So admin, there is another one system that is a SIS. School information system is running in the admin division. And then there's the LIS. LIS is library information system is having in the library system. LIS is library information system is LIS. I'm sorry. Only two systems, no? SIS and the LIS. That is the one is admin, you have a one system, and the library, we have another system that is running at the moment. So then they say all the computers be given the efficient internet connection. So once this is connected to form a LAN, so all the computers should get the internet connection. For that, there is internet service provider, ISP, they have got the connection, they have got the IP address, and then they are going to connect all these three sections together. Okay, service provider will supply the internet connectivity to the lab division. So the internet connectivity is given to the lab division. So since all the divisions are connected with each other, so all the division can share the internet connection. Another thing what they have said is the lab building is separated from the other building by approximately 500 meters. So you have 500 meters away. The lab is away from the other two buildings. One computer in the lab building to be used as a DNS server. So one of the computer in the lab division, you need to give it as a DNS server. Okay. Another computer in the lab is used as a proxy server. Another computer in the lab they are using as a proxy server. So two computers should be allocated for these two purposes. DNS server, you know what is the purpose of the DNS server? So DNS server converts the URL into IP address. So it resolves the IP into the URL into the IP address. Proxy server is done. So when you have the large number of devices to manage the internet connectivity. Okay, so provide the internet connectivity through the proxy server. Okay, so the next one, it says the principal is received the IP address of this block to the school. The IP address for the computers are to be allocated after making three subnets. We have three locations, so you have to create the three subnets. From this address, the block of 3 will take. Now what you do is you have to do some calculation. In order to fill this, they are given some particular table. In order to fill this, we'll have to do some calculation. Now first of all, we'll see how to do this calculation. Now we have, what is the IP address we obtain? Is 192.248.16.0. And here it's given 24, means at the moment we are having the 24 bits are allocated for network. So we'll see here 8 bits is allocated for network, usual dot. Another 8 bit, that is a 16. That is again next one. So these are the actual standard of this IP address. This is what? 24 bits are allocated for network, and you have another 8 bits. That is, all these bits are allocated as a host bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All these are the host bits. Now they said how many networks you need? Subnets, number of subnets? 3. So we have 3 departments. So we need the number of 3 subnets. So how do you find now at this moment the number of bits that given from the host portion is 0. So that means if you use this particular address, you will be able to create only one network. මේ වෙලාවේ මේ විදිහට තිබ්බොත් එක bit එකක්වත් it has not given to the network එකට එකක් bit එකක්වත් දීලා නැහැ. එතකොට 2 to the power 0 එකයි. So how do you find the number of networks? Number of bits that is given from the host portion to the network. මේ පැත්තේ තියෙන්නේ මම ඊරිය ඇඳලා තියෙන්නේ network side එක, මේක host side එක. At this moment, there's nothing, no bits is given to the host. So only the one network can be 2 to the power 0, 1. So we need the 3 networks. So suppose we give 1 bit, 2 to the power 1. Then what happens? We can create the 2 networks. That is also not sufficient. Then what you do? We give the another bit also to the network. It's going to 2 to the power 2. That is 4 networks can be created. So that's the aim. That means out of this, we'll have to give 2 bits as the network. So network bits are be written as 1 and the host bits are be written as zeros. Then networks bits දෙකක් දුන්නාම 2 to the power 2 4 networks හදන්න පුළුවන්. So අපිට තියෙන්නේ networks 3යි. So that is sufficient. Now out of this, we can get subnet mask. මේකෙන් අපිට subnet mask එක ගන්න පුළුවන්. So how do you get the subnet mask? So how is this 8 bit means all 8 ones. 8 ones කියන්නේ 255. දෙවැනි එකත් 8 bits කියන්නේ 8 1. 8 ones කියන්නේ 255. Okay. So තුන්වෙනි එකත් 8 bits කියලා කියන්නේ that is all 8 ones. That is also 255. මෙතන තියෙන්නේ 1 තියෙන්නේ 2යි. මේ 2 කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? 1 2 8 to 64. You should know that. From here you give the place values, then here 128 to 64 වල තමයි 1 1 තියෙන්නේ. So when you add that, you are getting 8 and 4 is 12, 1 is remaining 192. This is the subnet mask. Then අපි subnet mask එක හොයාගත්තා. Okay, so calculation required for that. So the next is when you're having the subnet mask, from here we can see number of IP addresses. So number of IP addresses kiyatila 1 2 3 4 5 6. How do you get it? Number of host bits, number of bits allocated for host. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 2 to the power 6 is 64. So here 2 bits, 1 bits are given for the network, each subnet, and the other last bit is given for the broadcast. එතකොට ඒකෙන් දෙකක් අඩු වෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට number of host IP, host bits වලට තියෙන IP, number of host IP addresses is a 64 minus 2. එතකොට කීයද එන්නේ? 62. හරිද? So this is what actually you require to answer this question. Now, if you draw, now they are asking you to fill this particular one. So I will draw it. I'm going to draw it in a using the table. How many columns are there? Let's see. 4 columns. No, 4 columns. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 4 rows. Oh, okay. 4 columns and 4 rows. Okay. So I'm going to use Auto fit to the auto content. Okay. So what is the first one you need here? There, building. Okay. So we'll write the answer there. First is a building. So we have a 3 buildings: admin, lab, and library. And library. Okay. So we'll see the next one. Asking the network address. So network address, subnet mask, and IP range. Okay. So first is the network address, subnet mask, and IP range. Okay. Now out of this, we know the subnet mask, so that we have already calculated. So we can write that here. Subnet mask 255.255.255.192. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so that is subnet mask. It's not varying for whatever the subnet you use. So that's it. So we have done the subnet mask. Now we have to find the network address and the IP range. Okay. Now we'll see how to find the network address. Now they are saying they have got the IP address. Now how do you find the network address? So the network address you can do. Now IP address is here. That is a 192.248.16.0. And the subnet mask also we know. Now, how do you find actually in this particular network address? We can calculate it doing the bitwise AND. One is IP address and the subnet mask. When you bitwise AND, when you write all these in the binary and use the bitwise AND, and then turn that back to the decimal number, you are getting the actual starting network address. Now we'll see. So if you go to the 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. This is actually 8 bits. This is how the place value. So 192, we can write 1, 2. So that's a 192. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this space is not sufficient. So we have to go for okay, so we will erase here. We'll do it here, IP and the subnet mask. First is 192. 192 means 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here subnet mask we have 255. 255 means all ones. Okay, dot. Second is 248. When you use the 248, this is you are getting up to this. When you add this, you are getting the 248. Okay, I think we'll see 128, 64, 32, 16 and 8 added together. 8 and 4 is 12 and 12 and 8 is 20, 28. 2 is remaining. මෙතන 2 2 4යි 4යි 6 10යි 13යි 14. Okay, 248. හරිද? එතකොට මේක කීයක් තියෙනවා 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. ඉතුරු ඒවා 0. මෙතන 255 කියන්නේ ඔක්කොම ones. ඊළඟ එක 16. 16 කියන්නේ only the 16. 1 2 3 make a 16. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. එතකොට මේකෙත් තියෙන again 255. එතකොට මේ ටික ආයෙ months වෙනවා. හරියට කරනවා නම් මේ විදිහටයි කරන්නේ. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, again dot. අනිත් එක 0 නේ 0 කියන්නේ 8 zeros 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. එතකොට මේකේ තියෙන 192 192 කියලා කියන්නේ only two bits are others are 0. Then what you do, you are going to do the bitwise AND. Bitwise AND කියලා කියන්නේ what? Bitwise AND කියන්නේ both has to be 1 in order to become 1. එතකොට මෙතන 1 all others are 0. මේක ගත්තොත් මේ ටික is both are ones. එතකොට මේක 1 2 3 4 5 ඊට ටික 0. මේක ගත්තොත් මේක විතරයි 1. Okay 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0. මේක ගත්තොත් මුකුත් නැහැ. Okay, so when you turn this is you are getting the 192 248. This is 16 and 0. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ address එකම තමයි we start in the network address. So I'm going to show you this is so that if you get the different question next year, so you can do it. සාමාන්‍ය network address එක අපි calculate කරන්න ඕනේ like that. මෙතන අපිට හම්බ වෙලා තියෙන network address එක මේක and you got the subnet mask. ඒ දෙකේ bitwise AND එක කරාම you are getting the what is the network address that you are going to start it. හරිද? දැන් අපි පටන් ගන්න address එක අපි දන්නවා. So we are writing that 192.248.16.0. Then make it how many IP addresses we have? We have a 64 IP addresses. එතකොට අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? So I will erase this part so that we can do some calculation here. Then මේකේ 64 තමයි number of IP address. එතකොට අපිට last එක වෙන්නේ 0. 0 වලට 64 add කරනවා. So when you add it 64. So the 0 is also included. අපි එකක් අඩු කරනවා. එතකොට එන්නේ 63. හරිද? ඒතර IP range එක first IP range එක වෙන්නේ 0 ඉඳන් 62 වල. කොහොමද අපි ලියන්නේ? 192.248.16.0 to sorry here 192 162 is given. 192.248.16 dot 63. So 64 in the what is the number of IP addresses? 64. So it is 64 plus 64. What you are getting? 128. එකෙන් එකක් අඩු කරනවා. So what you answer is 127. අපි බලමු. So we are starting 164. You can say 192.248.16. We are starting from 64 to 192.248.16.127. So 127 තමයි last එක. ඊළඟට ඊළඟ address එක පටන් ගන්න 128 වලින්. So this is very simple. Easily you can do this question. So now what you do 120 next range you have to find. So next range 128 වලින් පටන් ගන්න. So you take the 128. How many IP addresses? 64. Add the 64. Okay. So what you get? 192. So the 192 වුණාම එකක් අඩු කරාම 191. So 192.248.16. So starting from 128, then 192.248.191. Okay, so that is how you write. This is a one way, or else you can write it other way. Make it as a one method. So supposing if you write the IP range, now you see the host address is the first address is a network and the last address is a broadcast address. So if you can write in this way also. So I'm writing 192.248 16 first host address is 1. The last host address is 192.248.16.62 because 63 is a broadcast address. So 2 is the last host address. So that also can be done like this. Okay. It's the same way. This is also can be done. Same manner. 192.248.16. 64 is a network address. So first host address is a 65. To 192.248.16. So 126 because 127 is a broadcast address. Okay. So it's moving down, no? So others also you have to write like that. I'm not going to write that, huh? So otherwise, what will happen? So everything go down, moves down. So this is what you need to do. So now for this question exam, it's been checking the correct row. Correct row, you're getting marks. එකක් හරි වැරදි නම් ලකුණු නැහැ. Okay, so that's what the answer question is. Now we'll say, so y'all all okay with that question? That's how you do this. Okay, now we'll see the next one, next question, next same question, next part. Okay. So this one is done. So next question it's asking, give one reason. So now it's a theory part is started. Okay. So it's asking, give one reason why fully connected. All to all means a mesh topology. I think you can remember what is a mesh topology. Mesh topology means all networks are, all the devices are connected to each other. That's what we call the mesh topology. Network topology is not suitable for something school like this. Why it is not suitable for school like this? So what do you think? So why? Because one thing is, all to all in the network topology, in the network requirements, they have not mentioned. So usually when you connected the all to all, that means all the devices are connected to each other, then what happen? You need the more wiring. So more wiring means the network is expensive. So you need to bear a lot big cost. So another thing is they are not required, they are not relevant, they are not asked this. So that is the one reason why you don't need to think about it. Okay, so that is asking, give one reason. So asking only the one reason why is a fully connected network is not required for this. Okay, one is you can say this is there are question answers. So we'll write the answers. One is the cost. So all to all means you need the large wiring. Cost is it's very costly. Okay, one is one example. So you have written only one, asking to write one, but you can write many the answers because here I'm going to give some answers. So you can select which is most suitable to you. Okay, costly. That is the one. And other, so it's difficult to install. Connecting all that, it's difficult. Difficult to install. As well as it's not practical. So why it's not practical? Because these are geographically the 500 kilometers away. Lab is 500 kilometers away. Not sorry, 500 meters. That means half a kilometer. That means little bit longer distance. So we need the longer wiring. So it's impractical. It's not used at all. Okay. So we can say impractical due to buildings belong geographically separated. It's a one. If you write the one of these, it is costly to do that, and other thing is not required. There's no such a requirement of this network. So there need to be done the network, but the it's not question is never asked that you have to do this. Okay, so the second is it says there are no such connectivity requirements. Okay, so out of these things, anything you can write. Now we go to the B. B is given the lab administrator who is responsible for setting up the network has requested the switch and the router. Switch is to connect all the LAN and the router is to get the internet connection. Showing clearly the network connection topology for all the devices, draw the network diagram. Okay, so that is needed bigger space. So we have to move to the next page. So we will do the D question as well. Okay, then you do the D question and we will move to the next one. What is asking? Give one reason why TCP is preferred over the UDP as a transport protocol. So one is in this machine, in this network, we are connected to the internet. Internet using the TCP. So we have used the TCP protocol. One is that. Okay, and TCP have the different features. What is it? It's a connection oriented protocol. It is ordered in order delivery, delivered in order. So flow control is there, congestion control is there, error recovery is there. If it is a found errors, no retransmission happens. So most secure transmission TCP is better than the UDP. Okay, so we'll write the answer for question number D. So we can say TCP having all these things. We can say the school will be benefit from many desirable features of TCP, such as these are the more better things. One is you can say the reliable connectivity, no reliability. Okay, in order delivery. So what are the other things? You can say connection oriented nature. Then we can say flow control is there. And then congestion control. You don't need to write all, but write few. Error recovery. And retransmission of data packet. here it's asking only one reason. So you can write only that, or you can say that school is preferred. TCP is used in the internet. Internet is used by the TCP, so that's better to use the TCP. Okay, so TCP used for web and email application. So out of that, you can write any one. Okay, now we have to draw the diagram. So 3, how to draw. So we will see drawing the diagram to see whether your diagram is correct. So I'm going to get the bigger one. So that's why I will get landscape orientation, landscape. So bigger one, so it's easy. Okay, so we'll go to the next page. Okay, now we are going to draw. Now first is you have to get the internet connection. So how do you get the internet connection? So you have to sign up with the ISP. So usually we use the ISP like this. So if you want to get the internet connection, you need the device. What is the device? It's a router. This router can be connected to the proxy server as well. No problem. And then it has to be secure. So unauthorized access can be eliminated if you use the firewall. So the router is connected to the firewall. Okay. Then the firewall should be connected to the, now this is a lab building. So the lab, we have a switch. So lab is getting the internet connection. That's why I connect this is to the lab switch. So lab we have, I think it's a 40 machines. Now we'll see. Lab we have, oh my God. Yes, 40. So lab we have 40 machines. Now out of the one machine we use as a DNS server. One machine is given as a DNS server. One machine is given as a proxy server. Now proxy server is being used to manage the connectivity of the internet. So the router directly can be connected to the proxy server as well. Okay, so that's what we are here. Sorry, router and the firewall can be directly connected to the proxy server as well. So that is why it's given the dotted line. Okay, so we'll draw the computers, few computers, 40 computers are there. So computer 1. So we will have a second computer, computer 2. So we'll see there's a printer connected to the computer 2. So all the devices can share this printer. Okay. Now there are 40 machines. 2 is given for in DNS server and the proxy, so remaining 38. So we have done 1, 2. We'll have to see that we have a 38 machine. So 38 computers are there. That you have to show. Computer 38. Okay. Now what is this? This is a lab building. This is a lab network. If you want, you can write our IP address for this subnet, that is 192.248.16. We are starting, what is it? Lab building, we are starting 64, no? 64. And what is the CIDR? 2 bits are given for CIDR. So 24 and 2 is 26. Okay. So 2 is given for now. Here we got it. No? 8 and 8 is 16 and 16, 24, 25, 26. So that's why we are given the CIDR value there. Okay. Now we have another 2, lab and the admin. We go to the, sorry, library and the admin. We go to that. Okay, switch. So library, we have a one is LIS, Library Information System. And we have a computers, we can write the computer one. We'll say computer one is connected to the printer. And the computer two, okay. And computer three, likewise, we can specify some of the computers. Here we have the 10 computers are there. One computer is given for LIS, so we have a 9 computers. Okay, so that is we mention here 9 computers. Computer 9. So this is also another network. What is this? This is a library network. Library. Okay, so that is if you write the library IP address 192.248.16. Now you have to go and see. Can't remember. Library 128. No. Dot 128.26. Then we are going to use the admin. So admin also there is a one machine is given for information system, student information system. And here you have a computer one. And you can see the computer two connected to the printer. So you can have here computer three. And 10 machines are there. One machine is given. Sorry. How many machines are there? 4 or 5. Admin 1 is 5 machines. So here we have a 1, 2, 3. 5 out of 1 is gone. That is a 4 machine. Fourth machine is the last machine. Computer 4. Okay, so this is also we mentioned, we'll draw it like this so that you will see that is as a network. This is admin. We draw the IP address 192.248.16. It's starting from 0. Okay, so 26. Now what happened? All of this has to be connected to this because they say the lab is situated in somewhere 500 meters away. So these two has to be connected to this switch. So here I'm going to connect to switch here. And this is also, draw it less space. Huh? I will draw this. Then you can. Okay, computer 38. Huh? So here, and this is also the admin building also has to be switch. Oh, sorry, here I have written the admin, so it has to be a switch. So this is also, this switch also has to be connected to this switch. Okay, so distance is bigger, so we are using the fiber optics for that. So that is also you have to mention what is used, what transmission media is being used. Fiber optics. Okay, so this is in interconnection. We are using the, because the distance is bigger, so we need the higher transmission speed. So fiber optic is being used. But here within the network, so what is the transmission media we need? So it can be a more cheaper one. It's a twisted pair. So I can write here twisted pair. You write in one connectivity like this line, and this one twisted pair. So that is, you have to show everything. So here also like that, twisted pair. Within the network, what is the communication we use? So all these things we learn during the sessions. We learn this, but these are, we have to put it to the practical. Okay, so to show you that you know everything. So marking scheme also, these are given. Twisted pair cable. So you have to draw it like that. Showing the internal within the communication, this is the diagram you show everything. Twisted pair wire is used. So this is actually the diagram that we need. So I'm drawn in this way. So make it smaller. So it comes to a one view. So this is the what actually you require. So this connectivity that I've written in the firewall is also connected to the proxy server, that dotted line. So that's optional. So that does not give any particular extra mark. Because if the student can draw in that way also, rather than it's connecting the firewall to the switch, you can connect the firewall to the proxy server as well. So that's because the proxy server manages the internet connectivity. So our firewall main purpose is also to track to monitor the internet traffic, and then authorize only the authorized users, authorized traffic to come into the network. So that's the idea of uh, this diagram.